We start with flexible cancellation policies at Walt Disney World. The resort hotels are now extending that flexible cancellation policy through December 31st, something that Walt Disney World was doing originally on a sort of case-by-case basis as they went along, and things continue to get extended out in terms of the pandemic and based on who was being able to travel and fly where, et cetera, et cetera. Disney World was pushing this marker out as they needed to now through the end of the year. Katrina, this is some good news, especially for the sake of, I think, travel-weary people who might be a little concerned about plunking down all that money to go to Disney World when things are still very much up in the air.
I'm happy that they extended it. I think that now airlines kind of have to start doing it a little bit more. Just because, again, I feel more rest assured with having, that's a lot of money to forfeit when you have this huge trip, and then if something all of a sudden just happens a month before or even 2 weeks before your planned trip, it's at least rest assured that you're able to cancel free of charge, you know what I mean, and get your money back and not have anything withheld.
Pretty sweet deal, huh, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing. I mean, if they want people to book trips, they should make it as easy as possible to make changes at the last minute. I mean, it's
already stressful enough.
Yeah, it's already stressful enough, and just with everything being so unsure right now, I just can't see why they wouldn't want to make it as easy as possible to just get people in, and if that falls through, then, make it easy for them to get out, because otherwise, why is anybody going to book right now?
Absolutely, and there are select airlines that have done the same, select, not all, where they are being extra flexible when it comes to pushing your trip out if need be when you visit a place like Walt Disney World, or you're looking to travel domestically. I even got an alert right up until the point of departure. I think even the night before and even hours before, got a text alert from my airline saying your flight does seem fairly full. If that bothers you, go ahead and rebook. No change fee, no problem. We'll just go ahead and put you on another flight if that's something you'd like to do. So some airlines are, not everybody is taking part, but this flexibility from Disney's perspective is great, and certainly something, I think you're right, Tyler, that they absolutely should be doing in a time like this. Guests now have the added ability, obviously, to change their booking without any sort of Disney-imposed change in cancellation fees. They'll be waived up until the date of check-in for reservations through December 31st to make that specifically clear for you. So now you understand right up front that you don't necessarily have to worry if something changes dramatically in the state of Florida, or something changes dramatically where you live in terms of the global pandemic and numbers, and you get cold feet all of a sudden and feel like, okay, now I really don't feel safe for some reason. Disney's right there to say, we'll let you go ahead and change things if you need to. Pretty sweet.
I think it's actually really nice. I mean, the only thing that airlines do, or they extend out, they don't give your money back.
Right.
They just want to hold your money hostage until you fly again.
Yeah.
And then at least Disney's just you can have your money back. Just come back. I know you will.
And they'll give you the travel voucher. A lot of airlines will, but they're still holding on to your money, right?
Yeah.
So it's just that paper receipt that you can use at a different time.
And hopefully you remember what airline you used in your email, so you can actually rebook a flight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes people just kind of out of sight, out of mind, kind of forget about it. But penny pincher like me, I'll be like, oh no, I'll remember.
And flexibility is the name of the game right now. So it's nice to hear Disney has extended that out through the end of the year. And as we continue to sort of figure out, what the future of travel is just in general, this is definitely a nice thing to see. So happy to hear that Disney is allowing this flexibility on their front. Speaking of flexibility, Disney also is doing something a little different when it comes to the My Disney Experience app. And that is something that we've never really seen before in terms of dining and restaurant walk-ups. It looks like Disney's now experimenting with on their app. You can take a look at in real time the dining reservation setup as for what's going on in a restaurant near you. So if you're somebody that wants to walk up to a restaurant and perhaps put yourself on a wait list going into, say, Kona Cafe at Polynesian Village Resort. So you want to go hang out at Kona Cafe and you haven't made an advanced dining reservation, you're able to see what a walk-up wait time would be like. So you can add yourself to the wait list. It would allow you the opportunity to kind of see in advance what you're getting yourself into. Sometimes on the app, it even declares to you that the wait list is full. There is no room, so don't even bother. But they are experimenting with this, I think, as a way to try and really get as much capacity filled as possible, even though everything is socially distanced in the restaurants. They're trying to get people in as much as possible in these dining situations because their reservations are not booked up all the time. They do have restaurants that forego a whole lot of diners because they might be in a resort in the middle of the day and people are in the parks, or they might be, rather far away from any particular guest gathering destination. So this is kind of cool. One of those things that obviously have been created in the middle of COVID to try and help everyone, and definitely try and get people to understand that there's either a wait or there's availability. But one of those things that, even though it's created right now, kind of nice to know that this might be in effect long after COVID-19. I think it's a win for everybody.
No, I think it's a great idea. Did you get to use it while you were there? Or
no, so it didn't go live for me while I was there. It just happened. So believe me, I would have used it. I
would have totally done it for Sanaa.
I
Totally.
booked all my reservations in advance, and by the way, I highly encourage everybody, if you're somebody that is going to Walt Disney World in the next couple months and you do decide to make that personal decision to take the trip, still book your reservations. Still make sure you have those advanced dining, because not every restaurant is allowing you in as a walk-up. People are kind of getting used to that right now because the crowds are so low, but there's a real possibility that they may do only reservations. I saw that at like 50's Primetime Diner at Hollywood Studios. They were only doing reservations. So, but this is a neat feature.
I mean, it's great. I mean, sometimes when Tyler and I are at like Animal Kingdom, we'll just be like, I'm kind of hungry, but I'm not hungry. Like, let's go to Sanaa. Let's hopefully get a reservation. And then the reservations are all full. And this would be a really great idea just to kind of check and put ourselves on a wait list and say, oh, it's 40 minutes. Might as well just grab the bus and start heading over there. At least we're on the wait list. And then, kind of walk around. At least you have a guaranteed in, because hotels right now aren't even allowing people in their resorts unless you are staying there or have a reservation to eat at that certain resort. So at least it's like a good guaranteed in.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I feel like should have been there from the beginning, like of my Disney experience, but I'm glad it's there now. It's obviously, obviously coronavirus is a horrible thing, but I feel like it's encouraging Disney to kind of make new steps towards making it an easier trip and experience for everybody. And so I think that that's a really great thing. I just think it needs to be as easy as possible to do this stuff. And every step they make to make your trip like less stressful is great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It is nice to see, and as I had mentioned there, and we reinforced, nice to see that this is something they've at least are starting to experiment with and putting into effect, because long after COVID, this is going to be really beneficial. Now, granted, when
crowding
people
is bad.
Yeah, absolutely. But when people start heading back to the parks, I think it's going to be a reservation only system anyway. And
Sure.
But it's nice to at least have that flexibility in case you are walking up to, say, Beaches and Cream at the Beach Club Resort outside the back door of Epcot. Sometimes you may find a little availability at certain points in the day. It'd be nice to see, for my party size, will you have any sort of flexibility to let me in potentially? So nice to see that's added to my Disney experience.
I'm sure Be Our Guest is like out of even not even near it. But I would say like the crowding over at Be Our Guest was probably the worst, with people just walking up and trying to find, do you have a reservation for two? Anybody?
Right.
And just the crowding alone just makes it more chaotic for the hostess and stuff and the host. So I think that, they need to start adding more and like start implementing this more, because this is great. I love this idea.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thrilling, to say the least. So another nice add-on and an enhancement to the guest experience now on the My Disney Experience app. We move into Disney World proper, where we want to share with you some unfortunate news. It sounds like the Void at Disney Springs is officially closed. It is permanently closed down at this point, notifying cast members this past week that they will not be reopening after all. We did hear this going on over in Disneyland. Obviously, Disneyland had kind of an abrupt closure and had a notice put on their door at Downtown Disney that they were not going to be open anymore, and that there was some sort of bizarre issue with copyright or some sort of bizarre issue with intellectual property, something along those lines. That at any rate, Downtown Disney's location in California had closed down and did not look to be coming back at any point. And we had kind of speculated here, well, I wonder what that means for Walt Disney World. I wonder what that means for Disney Springs. Now we have our answer. Katrina, unfortunate news.
So long.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something to do, especially at Disney World. There's a lot of things to do for like, if you can't be at the park, you take your kids and go bowling or go watch a movie or, go to the Void. And I mean, I guess you can go do the NBA experience if you really want to as well. I mean, it was, I don't know. It's not really going to hurt me any for it being gone, to be honest.
Yeah,
It was fun to do it once. I think the Star Wars one was way better than what was the other one that we did?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It
Yeah,
Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph felt
Forgettable.
really random and like you didn't really know exactly what you were doing. At least with the Star Wars one, they were like, "Here's your gun, shoot the bad guys." Like
Yeah.
you got, but then the Wreck-It Ralph one was like very random. Like we did it with a couple friends, and like the whole time, one of our friends was like, "I'm not sure what I'm doing. What are we doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I get it. It's not easy." Anyway,
The Star Wars one was cool
Yeah,
because you got to
it's-
have the droids next to you, and you kind of like, oh god, this is like an actual droid, and it's not, but it's like, and then you were in like the lava room, and you kind of felt the heat, and it was like interesting, like
Yeah.
you kept moving through the rooms, and it was like, we were in there for like 20 minutes. No,
Wow.
that was not long enough or something. It
Yeah.
felt really quick, and then the Wreck-It Ralph one, the whole time we're like, what are we doing? What's happening? Wait, what do we do with the pancakes? I don't know. What do we? I don't understand.
it didn't feel like it was. They didn't teach you enough. I felt like to play the Wreck-It Ralph one, but it was still, it's a cool experience, but.
not gonna hurt
It's
us.
one of those things you do it a couple times and then you don't really need to do it again. So I'm not surprised. When I saw those things were opening, I was kind of like, didn't we already try this in the 90s? Like, you know what I mean? Like there were virtual reality places in the mall and they're gone now and it was for a good reason. And yeah, especially with coronavirus.
Probably
too.
going into effect for this business model going into effect because technology has finally caught up to the ability to pull something off a little bit more believable than what you might see in the 90s. But yeah, definitely an unfortunate loss for anybody that enjoyed The Void. Producer Kurt, was this something that you ever did in Downtown Disney by any chance?
I never did it in Downtown Disney, but I did do it in Glendale, which is in the mall over there.
Uh-huh.
And I did the same ones that you did. I did the
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph and I did the Felix one. I was looking really forward. They were supposed to introduce an Avengers one
Oh.
That's what I
shortly
heard, yeah.
before this all started happening.
No!
And I was like, oh, wow, that sounds like you're supposed to be on the team with the Avengers going
Could you
through.
imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sounded really cool. And it would have been perfect if it opened at the same time as Avengers Campus was supposed to open. Like they would have coordinated that. Like that would have been really cool.
Would have been.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. But yeah, it's the same situation. I did it once by myself with my wife, and then we did it again with some friends that were coming into town, and then haven't touched it since.
Yep.
It's kind of a one and done thing.
It's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
If you're like if they did like some kind of like annual pass thing, or maybe if you try to like go on like an off hour or something to try to fill the space in, maybe it would be worth it if you really love this like interactive 3D stuff, I guess. But
You know why it's pricey? Exactly what Kurt just said, one and done.
yeah,
And
it
it's
is,
how a lot
and
of
that's
people
pretty much what
feel,
it is.
so.
And they're, oh, do you want a picture? And we're like, not really. No. But for how much? $50?
We
No,
got a picture.
absolutely not.
So we got a picture. They had our visors on. You can't even see our faces.
See, how am I supposed to know it's
Like,
you?
yeah.
What a waste of $50.
I got that. I'm like, okay, this is just 4 random people with like looks like Cyclops from X-Men.
It was probably different people.
Yeah.
They're probably just.
They're like, oh, this is you.
Your
They're
own
like,
face.
that's not my
Yeah.
shirt color. Yes, it is. Go, leave.
I wanted to do the Ghostbusters Void.
Ooh, that would have been
That
cool.
would have been fun, but they never brought that over to Disney, obviously.
Yeah,
in
there's
Glendale.
supposed to be a
They're-
Halloween one too. Ghostbusters and like a creepy doll.
See,
that you
so
go through.
much.
Yeah, see, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
See, that sounds cooler to me than like Wreck-It
ifs?
Ralph, which Wreck-It Ralph seemed like the perfect one because it was like, oh yeah, look, it's about a video game, right? But it was just too all over the place, and I feel like doing a scary thing in there could have been really cool.
Yeah.
That would have been fun, but they're not going to do that at Disney. So
No.
say la vie.
another storefront bites the dust, not only in Downtown Disney, but Disney Springs now, unfortunately. And we see this virtual reality offering go bye-bye after all. Thoughts are with all the cast members affected, everybody with the company that we know put a lot of hard work into making that operation magical for everyone. And it turns out that when it comes to the Magic Kingdom, as we have mentioned here before, Halloween is coming in a few modified ways. Obviously, the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Halloween Party and the Oogie Boogie Bash and all of those extra special things that you would see from coast to coast at theme parks. They've all been canceled, but you now see that Walt Disney World and the Magic Kingdom are going to do some unique offerings. It is very minimal by comparison of what they typically offer at Walt Disney World. Magic Kingdom, we had mentioned before, going to be bringing online some beautiful decorations for Halloween celebrations. And then in addition to that, not only the yummy treats, but it also sounds like they're going to add a special Halloween cavalcade. The Disney Parks blog released the following saying, from September 15th through October 31st, you are sure to fall in love with Magic Kingdom Park all over again. You'll soak in the aura of autumn with Main Street USA dressed in fall decor and other seasonal offerings. Of course, Halloween is the fall holiday, and there will be some bewitching surprises this year, including a special Halloween-themed cavalcade with Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, and pals wearing their favorite Halloween costumes. You may even spot those rascally chipmunks, Chippendale in costume over in Frontierland, and look for other Disney character friends dressed up and riding the horse-drawn trolley down Main Street USA. And speaking of costumes, get yours ready, they say, to bring some Halloween party fun into the park this year. For the first time, guests of all ages can wear your funniest, Disneyest, most creative costumes during Magic Kingdom Park regular operating hours from September 15th through October 31st. So even though Halloween parties are not happening this year due to everything that's going on, they're still trying to pump in some of that seasonal magic. Katrina, kind of cool.
I am really happy about this. Again, they're kind of bringing back a couple things that they had last year on reserve. They probably had like extra ones. And Kurt, now you have to go to Disney World to get your other two sippers because they have those back, and the Madame Leota one to make it a full set.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And then
You're
the wife's
giving me
over
more
there
stuff
being
to
like,
buy, yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I think the food's great. If people that can't really go and afford like the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, they're able to, go in with their annual pass and kind of enjoy this like little cavalcade and get some of the little treats that they would normally have during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So I wish they had the Hocus Pocus show though, but I know crowding's bad, but I'm super stoked about this because I love when they decorate Main Street. It's just it's like a warm hug. You know?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it because I'm actually going to do a trip with Tiki Andy in October, and I'm happy that they're going to be bringing all this Halloween stuff out.
Absolutely.
And the costume thing, it kind of makes me want to bring a costume almost. I don't know what. I would bring, but I kind of like, maybe I'll dress up as like, I don't know, Elsa or something. Who knows? But
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could pull Elsa, right?
Definitely.
Freeze the world.
Yeah, listen, it's already in a bad enough place. It doesn't matter if it's frozen. But yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. I want to try the Hades nachos. Look really good, and
That burger looks legit.
The burger, yeah. What is the burger? Is
Munster
it just
cheese, sriracha
Okay.
aioli, potato barrels, and bacon? I think
potato barrels?
Potato barrels, tater
Yeah.
tots.
They brought them over from Toy Story Land.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Woody's trying to be,
He's
helpful,
giving the love to
Sharing is
to Sunny
caring.
Eclipse.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we're all friends. Anyway,
Sunny Eclipse is my best
yeah,
friend.
that's like the only thing. I think it's the cheese name, like Munster cheese or something. It's like ooh, spooky.
Oh my goodness!
We're all
See,
about
it sounds like
puns.
Monster.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so
All about
stupid.
puns at Disney World. Gosh. Well, it's great to see some holiday magic in Halloween form coming back to the Magic Kingdom. If there's anything in particular about the Halloween season at the Magic Kingdom that you are going to miss this year, make sure that you put it on down in our comments section wherever you are watching this video and let us know. Is there anything in particular you're going to be missing very, very specific this year that they are just not offering? Because there's a lot that goes into the Halloween season at Walt Disney World. To not have it, that's kind of tough.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.